Hey.
Hey, hello and welcome to Top Fives, the show of everything. Top Fives, presented by the Sex Effects. I'm Joey Parati,
And I'm Sean Day.
and folks, I'm excited for our list
Yeah.
this evening. We got some good comic book stuff. You're into that. We got some good music stuff. We got a bit of comedy. If you're into
Comedy.
comedy, so it's gonna be a fun-loving episode. But before we get to all that, Jonathan, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm just recovering from this really strange cold I had this morning. like I woke up and I couldn't stop slobbering all over the place, and I'm at work and stuff and I have my mask on and it's like really weird. And yeah, so I literally got home. I like kind of canceled whatever I had for the rest of the day, and I just I gotta just drink some medicine or consume medicine, and yeah, I feel a little bit better. I got like some rest, and yeah, I'm doing
Nice.
okay, man. I'm happy.
Wonderful.
I'm happy we're doing the show. It has been kind of a little hiatus we had with the
Yes.
show, and I think I know we. I don't know if we were gonna address it on the show or not, but
Yeah. I mean, it was my fault completely. I just been going through a lot of stuff. The New York Times put out an article about this pandemic has led to burnout, and the burnout doesn't get treated and it turns into languishing. And I think that's what I was going through, was languishing. And everything kind of came to a head. There's a few separate things that happened like consecutively. One of the major ones being, for about a month, I thought my dog had cancer. Thank God he turned out to be just faking it. It cost me a month's rent, but he's fine. But yeah, all this stuff just hit at once, and I couldn't get past it. And I just, yeah, I couldn't get on here. I couldn't talk. I couldn't, uh, zombie, and when you're walking around, it's kind of like if you've ever, you know, like my ex had a white blood cell deficiency, so she was always sick, and ergo I was always kind of slightly sick. You know what I mean? Like I was always walking around with like this low grade fever for like 7 years, and that's kind of what it's been like, just mental health wise. I think for me, I've just kind of been half here.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, finally, it was a couple weeks ago. I think I had a full on nervous fucking breakdown, and was kind of like, okay, enough is enough. I'm ready to talk to someone, or do, to get better. And I don't know exactly what that entails, but here we are. We're trying some things. We're trying to
yeah.
get better. We're not going to stop getting better. And
I'm glad we're doing this today, man.
I am
And
too. And I appreciate your patience. I appreciate the
yeah, no,
imaginary audience's patience. And I'm going to ask for even more patience, because who knows how next week is going to go.
yeah,
But
it's all good, man. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I think it's yeah. That's that's always. I mean, everyone's going through all sorts of stuff. Especially this last year, just being stuck inside, and
yeah,
hopefully the light at the end of the tunnel's there as far as COVID hopefully subsiding and things kind of going back to normal. Hopefully,
yeah.
but I totally. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wanted to give you as much time as possible.
And I appreciate that. I've missed you. I've missed our show.
Yeah, I
Because this is
know.
a good thing. This is a good thing. But I mean, even that, just thinking about, it's been nonstop Zoom meetings at work, and then to be like, okay, and then
I
another Zoom meeting
gotta,
at the
yeah,
end of the night, and then I gotta, edit everything tomorrow night, and
yeah. It's a lot
it just,
to.
and then you add on the social media. I felt so much anxiety, even just contemplating doing the show, and not to say that that's gone. Some of that is still there, but
Mhm.
I fuck it. I want to forge ahead. I miss this. I want to do this. So we're doing it,
Yeah.
in the nude,
In the in the nude,
from the
probably
waist down. You
from the
can't
waist
see.
down, dude.
You can't see. Um, anyway, cheers.
Cheers, man. I have water. I have no freaking. I drank all my beer yesterday. What else? Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah,
have
drank all my beer
also
yesterday.
water.
So I still have some whiskey left. I still got that Bushmills. You know, every now and then I pour
Ooh,
a
yeah,
shot
I've got the Bushmills.
for in memory of my grandfather.
Beautiful.
So yeah, man. This last even few weeks has been interesting too, man. I mean, I just found out my cousin Katie is pregnant, so she's having a baby. Super
Congrats to Katie
exciting.
and Henry. I'm so excited for both of
Yes,
them.
congrats,
That's
guys.
just amazing. Another beautiful human is going to enter this world, and we need more of them.
Yeah,
So
dude.
very excited.
Gives us more of a reason to visit them again. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's it's this family stuff happening, and I was at a friend's wedding last. It was 2 weeks ago now. Last week,
Yeah.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Friend Alex Godian from high school. Very interesting. It was a beautiful wedding, but of course, COVID season and weddings being
Interesting.
canceled and
Tell
stuff.
us why this wedding was interesting. That is
Uh,
that is a word I don't
oh,
often hear used to describe a
oh
wedding,
no
and now I
no
need to know
no.
all the gory
It's not no
details.
nothing bad or anything. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
good wedding. It was in this really cool. It was
Damn.
like in the Santa Cruz, like hills or not hills, like forest or something.
Okay.
And it was
Redwood
cool.
Estates.
Might be that, yeah, because it was the venue was like you had to walk down these like stairs and you're in literally in this like redwood
Kind
forest.
of like an
That's where it was.
amphitheater sort of thing.
Yeah, so it was cool, and
That's cool.
they managed to kind of they had to cancel their wedding twice. So they
Mm.
managed to do this, and they had like they had like wristbands to kind of tell you if you're like vaccinated and all that kind of stuff. So
Wow. Wow.
very really happy for them. Obviously, congratulations, Alex and Cynthia. But also, yeah, snaps for those guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, baby.
but yeah, that was interesting. Going, kind of doing a wedding and like, I got to see you, which was really cool the night before
Yes,
too,
we had a time.
dude.
We had a
We got
time. We hung with my brother. We
yeah,
hung with Hopkins. It was
that was a lot of
that
fun.
was a good night. That was one of the better nights I've had in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and it was
Yeah.
cool because I think we're all kind of experiencing like stuff opening up again and kind of going out for drinks and stuff and being in a bar, which is
Sitting inside in a
sitting
bar, which
inside.
fuck.
Yeah, man. As simple as
Um,
that is, like going to a bar and sitting inside. Freaking loved it, man.
I loved it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thank you for hosting. I actually
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
ended up staying at
Anytime.
Joey's place that night, and yeah, it was nice, and yeah, man, it was good to see you, man. So
Yeah, man. Always. Always. Can't wait for the next time. It was a good time. It was a very good time.
yeah,
Um, yeah. And what else? We're both vaccinated.
yeah,
There we go.
2 shots down.
There we go.
Woo.
Yes. 2 shots in 2 weeks, baby. Fuck. If you don't follow White Claw Gabe on Instagram, do yourself a favor and maybe don't. No, you should. You absolutely should. White Claw Gabe on Twitter.
It's great. You guys
Or on
introduced me to
Instagram.
him, and he's all over my feed now, which is funny.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else?
Yeah, what I don't like.
There's
It's been
so much
several.
time has passed.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, what the fuck am I doing for like the last month or so?
I've just been crying in a corner. That's kind of been me. What else though?
Yeah, I'm thinking like pop culture shit. Didn't like
Yeah.
something happen with like WB or something like that?
WB got bought by Discovery, which I like. What is that? I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
I
because it's
don't
not the
know.
Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
So who knows? They're WB. Come on. They used to be my favorite studio. I don't even. And MGM got bought by Amazon.
That's right. That was the other big
So
one, right? Yeah.
the era of what we knew as the movies and the movie business, all of that is crumbling. And
Yeah.
I'm like, they're making an Indiana Jones movie, and I'm not excited. We saw the picture
Yeah.
of Ford back in costume on Twitter yesterday. I'm just like,
Saw
I
it.
don't care. It stops after Last Crusade for me. I don't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's kind of what we feared, right? All these kind of companies are, joining together.
yeah,
Kind of like Disney and their big venture, So,
terrible.
but yeah, it's pop culture stuff. I mean, I don't know if I talked to you or maybe I'm not on air, but I went to go see a movie. a few
Yes.
weeks ago, and
Tell us what movie you saw.
I went to go see I guess it was the 10th anniversary of Scott Pilgrim versus the World in
Yo,
theaters.
I've never seen that still.
I think you'll like it, especially for it's a Edgar Wright movie, so like kind of the the kind of action, like very minimal things that are happening, but the kind of grand scale of action that he kind of
Of which
usually
they're presented and
presented. Yeah, it's you see a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
that still. But yeah, it was fun, and yeah, I was on a date, which was really cool. Um,
Yo.
yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, man, and being in a theater was very familiar and strange at the same time, to say the least. Like,
Like you shouldn't be there. Like,
yeah,
oh, I'm in my own place and I'm allowed to like
it's
jerk off
weird.
or walk around naked or something. It's like I'm not doing anything wrong, but I
It's
feel like I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. I went to
Yeah.
an AMC 16 in Burbank, and the whole thing is like you obviously you reserve your seats ahead of time, and then they have like 3 or 4 seats in between each of your sections or whatever. So there is
Is
like
there
a
like tape or like
no
a
tape. Yeah,
crossing guard line? No, nothing.
no tape.
Wow.
It's just
So
based
it's
off
honor
of
system.
honor system, just based off your whatever your seat you
I
reserved.
don't trust that. I would not trust the general public to
Yeah.
obey.
And the weird thing is like there's like a they obviously they have now their like announcements now at the beginning of the films, and
Mm.
pretty much if you're eating or drinking you can have your mask off, but if you're not you should have your mask on at all times. But mostly when you're in the theaters, you're eating popcorn. I had weirdly enough the bar was open inside the theater too, so I was
Yo,
like, yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink. So but yeah, that
that's
was
dope.
that was interesting because it's like, oh yeah, well I'm drinking a beer now, and there's like all these people here, but weirdly enough, I'm vaccinated, so I feel like comfortable with this. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's that kind of weird thing. But yeah,
I don't know about you, like around my neighborhood, it's very, very liberal. And, at the height of the pandemic, I'm walking around, everyone is masked up, just like double mask, I mean, it's just, whatever. Um, Very strict, I guess, very disciplined. As soon as the vaccination started happening, less and less, I hardly see anyone walking around with a mask on anymore. And my
yeah,
my theory is that the mask shaming pendulum is going to swing in reverse, and it's going to be, oh, what, you're not vaccinated, is that why you're wearing a mask? Like, we're going
yeah,
to
I
be
could see
shamed
that.
into not wearing masks anymore. Everyone talked about like, oh, we're going to go years and we're going to keep these masks around. I don't think that's going to happen. I think as soon as we can, we're going to burn the masks.
Yeah,
um,
I
I
could
think
see
it's
that.
smart to hold on to the masks, but I think society is ready to burn, baby, burn.
Yeah.
But that is just my theory.
Yeah, I've had some of that, not blowback, but it hasn't been negative or anything. But yeah, it's been a comment that's been, at my work, and there's this June 15th date that we have
Yes,
here.
where California opens up.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Mhm.
Not really sure. It hasn't been addressed yet at my work, because we do like food and serve coffee and stuff. So not really sure how that's gonna go down just yet. But yeah,
But like, why make Tuesday the day? Like, make it a Friday.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Make it like, come on, like what?
celebratory for the weekend, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Like that feels so arbitrary. Well, if I'm mentally capable to record next week, we'll be doing our first show since the panty,
Yeah.
where
Whoa,
Cali
yeah.
is back open.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
we've been
wild.
doing this for like most of the pandemic too, so it's like it's
Well, we've been
interesting.
doing the yeah.
Like I honestly kind of want to rewatch some of our older episodes and just like kind of the start, like the closures and stuff, and kind of seeing how we were, kind of check in and see how we were doing around that time. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's interesting. It's gonna be very interesting these next even few weeks and months, I think. And then who knows? Who knows what the next year is gonna look like, as far as how things are gonna be kind of moving forward. So
I have
um,
no idea.
I'm excited to go to the movies though. I'm excited to go to bars. I'm excited to go out and have kind of this normal life again. So which is
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't been to the movies. Me and my dad went December of 2019. We saw it 1917, That's the last flick I've seen in the theaters. I'm looking forward to going back, but there's nothing I'm excited for.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
you're right.
absolutely nothing I'm excited for to see in the theaters. I'm not excited to see Black Widow. I'm not excited for
Yeah,
nothing.
I don't know what else is coming
Um,
out. And that's kind of the tricky part right now. It's like, I mean, probably most of these movies have not been in production or something, right? This last
well,
year.
there have
And
been hiatuses, but movies and TV, I think, got the green light as part of essential business to keep people entertained during the
oh
pandemic.
yeah, yeah. There was
So,
that whole Tom Cruise thing, right? Where
you
he's
know what? I gotta say, I have more respect for Tom Cruise now after hearing that whole
yeah,
thing.
me too, man. Yeah, for sure. Because he's
That's
like,
what I sleep with at night.
yeah, he's
I'm
pretty
just
much
like,
like
yes,
all. He's like
Tommy.
all eyes on us right now, like pretty much
Yeah,
like. So and yeah, I've heard he's pretty obviously very dedicated to
he's an
his
intense
craft.
guy.
Yeah, and very intense when he
Yes,
does that. So,
yes.
but yeah,
Um,
pandemic coming to a close. Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know how that's gonna go down. We'll see.
yeah.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of ragers in the next. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of
I
them.
would assume so.
I mean, I feel
I
like
would
it's
assume
already
so.
been going on lately, but I guess the official date that we have here is
And I'll be at home.
yeah.
You rage, children, you rage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be enjoying myself.
I mean, the parts I'm gonna miss. I mean, I miss, I'm kind of a, you know, I'm on the, I'm on both ends as far as like I like being inside and I like being in my own cave. I would
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
and sometimes I just don't want to interact with the world. Um, and then there are times where, yeah, like, you do things with your friends and, yeah,
yeah.
especially not doing it for a whole pandemic, right? I think it's like, oh, yeah, I do miss these things. Like, why not do more of this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's weird, I mean, because I was married, so I was kind of in my own personal pandemic, you know, and not speaking ill of my ex or anything like that, but you get in that type of relationship and you don't go and do things, you don't go and see people, you know what I mean? It becomes very insulated, and it's kind of crazy. Like I just started to come back out into the world, and it was like, no.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
is it
we're
me?
closing all
Like,
this
did I
down.
do this to everyone? Am I the jinx? I'm so sorry, everyone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all good. I mean, yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's why I was telling you off air. Yeah, I might do a little visit again to the Bay Area, and then would love to have another, hopefully more than one of those nights that we had. 'Cause that'd be nice
yeah.
to just
Although
have a
I
few
was
nights.
pretty wrecked for
Dude,
like
me
2 or 3 days after.
too, man. And I had to go to Alex's wedding the next day,
Yeah,
and
shit. I'd
I
been
mean, I
like,
did.
sorry, dude.
Yeah, he had an open bar, so I was like, all right, I'll have a few of these
You know
drinks.
what? That's perfect. Like if you are in one of those situations and you're hungover, but there's an open bar, you're like, well, and you
Yeah,
can it really does like bring you back to life.
you could swing it. Yeah, you could do it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
fantastic.
man.
I'm glad that you were able to rally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan, should we get to some good old fashioned listos?
Yes.
Wonderful.
I gotta find my. Oh god, I don't have my sticky notes here. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Sweet.
oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Would you like to go first? Would you like I to go first?
uh, I'll go first, Joey.
Okay.
We'll start off with some comedic relief here.
All right. All right.
Joey. To preface this, and I think you should definitely watch this Netflix special. I just recently watched the Burnham recent Netflix
Burnham.
special. Burnham Netflix special called Inside, and it's a very interesting concept. I don't know if you've seen anything
I've
about
seen
it
a
or
clip.
seen a clip.
I have an idea, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, very interesting. He filmed it. I think he did everything inside this one room that he had. And I gotta say, compared to some of his other specials, and he's a very unique comedian, but I think it's gonna really hit a lot of people, or I think it's gonna really connect with a lot of people, especially this last year of being isolated in this pandemic and stuff. And then also, yeah, there's obviously it's moments of comedy, mental breakdowns and health, kind of self-reflection, and it's all, obviously it's edited into this, hour and some special, but very interesting. So with that, of course, Bo Burnham is a comedic. He does comedy with music and singing. So what are your top five comedy songs?
All right. I started thinking about this. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this list together. And then you start writing down songs, like there's a lot more than I thought there was, which is encouraging to me. I'm like, all right on. Cool. Let's go for it. Number 5, a comedy list would not be complete without Weird Al Yankovic. So I'm going to go number 5, Albuquerque, off of Running with Scissors. It's an 11-minute epic song.
It's a pretty long song.
It's wild. And it's nonsensical and it's hilarious. I didn't want to go for the obvious Amish Paradise or Trigger Happy is not okay anymore. There's just, but Albuquerque always gets me. Like it's like a stream of consciousness, and it goes on for almost 12 minutes, and you're just like,
like, okay, keep going.
Yeah. but it's catchy, it's good. I like it. And that was the first album I ever bought with my own money.
Cool.
Running with Scissors. Yeah. Number 4, and I apologize if this is on your list. I can choose a different one. If it is, just tell me. But I'm going with Happy Holidays, You Bastard by Blink-182.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even consider that. My God.
Right on.
Yes.
Right
okay,
on.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So this, it's a song that's under a minute, under a minute and a half. And
true Blink fashion. Right?
True Blink in that it's dirty and fast, and it's Christmas Eve and lots of swear words. I've only wrapped 2 effing presents Christmas Eve, and I've just over and over. And I hate your guts. I hate your guts, and I'll never talk to you again. And then it gets really dirty, and I'm not going to do that on the podcast. Yeah. As I've grown. But yeah, it's and then I don't know. Then it talks about it's Labor Day. Yeah, it's Labor Day, and my grandpa just ate 7 fucking hot dogs. And he shit his pants. He's always fucking shitting his pants. Yeah, it's a weird song. Where did that come from? I don't know, but I love that it exists. And yeah, it's wonderful.
We've seen Blink a few times. I don't know.
We've seen like 4 or 5 times.
Did we? I kind of remember. Did they play that song, and then they played it like in the dark or like extra fast or something? They did something.
Yeah, they turned the lights off and they played it twice as fast.
Yeah, which was even more entertaining, and it's cool they brought that out for because like I feel like it is a song on the album, but like I kind of see it as like kind of a segue song, like it's
yes,
it's not like a full on rock song or whatever, but I
think it's between. Story of a Lonely Guy comes right after it, and I can't remember. Is it first date, Happy Holidays, You Bastard, Story of a Lonely Guy, Rock Show? I think that's the order.
So, yeah, the
track order. So yeah, very much a segue. I think you're right on that. Good way to describe it. Number 3, A Boy Named Sue, written by Shel Silverstein, performed by Johnny Cash at San Quentin. What a great story song. And Shel Silverstein, I mean, come on. He is a master poet, humorist. Knows how to, if you've ever read like The Giving Tree, the dude knows how to make you laugh and cry and think, and And A Boy Named Sue is, about a boy who didn't know his father, but before his father left, he named him Sue, and he grew up mean and, ready to fight. And he's like, I'm going to kill that man that named me Sue. And then he finally meets the dad, and spoilers, the dad is like, I knew I was going to be there to help you along, so I give you that name, and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong. And it's like, that is so, like, it's such a good twist. And the fact that he's debuting that song and playing it live for the first time in a prison in front of prisoners, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The most macho dudes around, like, and to make that song work. It's just so great. It's so great. And yeah, Boy Named
I
Sue.
like that. That's a nice pull, man.
Thank you.
Sue.
Thank you. This one, I apologize if it's on your list. I can choose a different one. I have a backup. But Ode to My Car by Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. I do have an Adam Sandler one, but not that one.
Okay, very cool. So this one is, if you've ever had a crappy car that was just falling apart, this is the song for you. And you know, he's singing it one of his dumb, like, weird voices, and piece of shit car, I got a piece of shit car. And there's like you know, backup singers, and he's like you know, oh God, I can't even think of what they sing, but they sing, you know, ridiculous, but in really, really nice, like, harmonies. And you know, it's pretty great. But yeah, piece
Isn't
of
it
shit
like
car.
a kind of like a reggae?
Yes.
Yeah. It's got
Here
like
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of goes off of that, like, kind of genre and the type of style, right?
Yeah. God, I'm trying to think of some of the verses, but like I got no fucking CD player. I only got a fucking 8-track.
Heck yeah.
Sick my sweaty nuts. They can bite his ass too. You know,
Yeah,
like, it's just,
all the
it's,
background.
yeah. But that was like my introduction to Adam Sandler as a comedy singer, and I was way too young, and fell in love with it. Fell in love with that whole album. What the Hell Happened to Me is a great comedy record, and I feel like in recent years it's kind of been forgotten about. It is 20 some odd years old, but it's so good.
Classic Adam Sandler for sure.
Fucking classic, yeah. Number one, I gotta go with Tenacious D.
The D.
The D, and you know what? When narrowing down the songs, I'm gonna go with "Fuck Her Gently."
Oh, nice. Okay, nice.
You know, it's just, it's the perfect, because it is like dirty, but it's done so tongue in cheek, and it's sung so passionately and truly. You know, like, if it was about any other subject, you'd be like, oh, I could listen to this song on the radio. This song would get stuck in my head. But because it's, you know, about
fucking her gently,
or the other, you know, you can't really drop that anywhere. You know what I mean? You can't really just whip that one out. So yeah, I love that song. I love it. I don't know that it's even my favorite song on the album, but I think for this list, it takes the top prize, because it's the perfect blend of, like, true song but, like, ridiculous concept, but somehow they made it work, and it's just, it's singable. It's, you know, I love to play it on the guitar, and you know what I mean. It's a good time. It's a good time. So that is my list.
I like that, dude. The D. No surprise here. My number one is Tribute by Tenacious D.
Yes.
Tenacious D,
wonderful.
They're that perfect duo, man, for those kind of songs, because they're obviously great musicians. Like, you know, their musicianship's killer. They write great songs, but they have just that good blend of funny, you know, kind of serious, and then of course it just always has their, like, Tenacious D kind of, you know, identity all over it. Like, they're always never afraid to kind of be like them, you know. So that's always really cool about them. So, and then, you know, the music video is also awesome with Tribute.
It's very good, and Dave Grohl plays the devil.
Yes, doing the little guitar.
Because he also plays drums.
Yes.
On the whole album.
Oh yeah, that's right. On the whole album. So yeah, Tenacious D for one for me.
Wonderful.
Number 5, I've got Look on the Bright Side of Life, which is from Life of Brian, Monty Python. To preface the scene, it's pretty much Brian, who is mistaken as kind of like Jesus Christ in the movie. He's getting crucified, and the gentleman next to him being crucified is like, oh, you know, kind of life gives you lemons, and, like, things happen, but always look on the bright side of life. And it's this weird, it's, you know, obviously, it's this kind of weird juxtaposition of, like, you know, the kind of cruelties of, you know, what happened or the story of Jesus Christ and all that kind of stuff. But also, like, this weird thing of, like, well, hey, we're dying here, but you know, things are okay. Like
Could be
so
worse.
could be worse. So it always kind of stuck out to me that part that song, especially in that movie. And yeah, and I think it's kind of one of the well-known maybe musical numbers I've heard from Monty Python. I
Oh
think
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, number
Because I didn't
five.
even like, I grew up because I haven't seen Life of Brian, but I know this song. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's yeah, it's hilarious. If you see it out of context, then maybe I don't know, it might be kind of weird, but it is yeah, it's pretty funny. Number four, I've got I did do Weird Al, and I did do one of his Amish Paradise because
Right on, right on.
that's the one I kind of remember him.
I didn't mean to like shit talk your
No,
choice.
no, no,
That
not
was
at
not
all.
my
He's
intent.
got a lot of either like well-known kind of songs and singles. This one I think I just remember the most because of the video, and he's wearing like the whole get up and everything,
Yes, yeah,
and it's just funny him, especially going off the original what the original song was about was Gangster's Paradise, and he's like talking about Amish like livelihood and all that kind of stuff, and like it's just so weird and like very
even Ezekiel thinks that I'm losing my mind. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I was like,
it's funny how I don't know I would love to hear the story behind how he kind of chose Amish to talk about Amish people instead of gangsters and stuff, but that's what's great, very unique about Weird Al, right? He kind of I always feel like he picks kind of interesting songs to kind of parody, and then like really pick a definitely different kind of detached maybe subject, or I
yeah,
feel like he always kind of does that with his song. So I found that one was like pretty hilarious, and of course the video again was great. So yeah, Amish Paradise number four.
good
Um,
choice.
Number three, I actually have an Adam Sandler song, but it's actually not on one of his comedy albums. Hopefully you guys have seen this movie. It's The Wedding Singer, and it's "Somebody Kill Me," which is the song
Very nice choice.
he sings.
Very,
Yeah,
very nice choice.
he sings it to Julia, or Drew Barrymore's character, and it's pretty much him just kind of having this. I mean, he does kind of have a breakdown at the end of
It
it,
is a
but
total breakdown.
it's like
You're going to the mental institution.
yeah, it's weirdly enough, as funny as it is, and how he's kind of describing his kind of his I don't he didn't get married, so I guess it'd be his ex girlfriend or ex fiance.
Melinda.
Yeah, and that
Hey,
whole
Linda,
yeah,
you're a bitch.
bitch. Man, I'm ready for a rewatch on that movie.
I think it's become my favorite Adam Sandler movie in
It,
recent years.
dude, it still is, man, and it's
Yeah.
the just again kind of the good amount of comedy, good amount of kind of romance and
It's
drama.
it's a perfect romantic comedy.
Exactly, dude.
Absolutely perfect.
So I think it goes off of that. Like the song is very real as far as how he's feeling in those moments, and you can tell that he's just going through a lot. At the same time, it is kind of hilarious because he's just like pretty much screw this, and why get someone to kill me or whatever. Obviously, we're not condoning people killing each other on the show, but yeah, in the moment, it was a very vulnerable moment. I think for
Yes.
him in the movie, as funny as it was when you're watching it. So I think that was kind of I don't know. Some of these songs are like, oh yeah, some of these there's some like weird truths behind some of these songs too. So.
Also, please don't retract my endorsement independent of me. If that's how you feel, no, I'm kidding. Never do that. I
But
just,
be willing to emote and let it out, and hopefully in a musical way. I think that's we being songwriters
express yourself
express
is what he's
yourself.
trying to say.
So that's number three.
Right.
And then number two, I prefaced the list with Bo Burnham, and there is a song on his new special, which actually there's a YouTube clip circulating, I think, on his channel called "Welcome to the Internet."
Yes, that's the clip I saw.
That's the clip you saw. Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I really there's a lot of because I don't know how to really. Bo Burnham, I think he turns 30 in the special, and he has a very funny kind of sketch with that. So he is kind of like in our generation range as far as we were kind of like pre-internet kids and going into
Yeah.
the internet age. And I think the song is just it perfectly describes the internet as far as what's out there. I know there's like that. Remember that was it Dave Chappelle sketch where
Where he
he's
goes into the internet.
yeah, it
Hey,
reminded me a
hey, do
little.
you want to see naked pictures of Holly Berry? Of course I do.
Of course, yeah. It weirdly reminded me of that sketch, and it just I don't know in a song it perfectly described what the internet is, and I think the line he says is, "Can I interest you in everything all of the time?" And that he kind of says that over and
Yes.
over,
Yeah.
and it's this kind of weird meta thing of like the internet and how big it's gotten and how how free you can as far as what you can pretty much go and see on the internet. And he mentions it throughout the song of like you can see like this horse fucking this thing, and you can see like Power Rangers, and you can take a quiz, and like all it's like all these random things that are just accumulated into the internet. And I thought that was a very
It's
I think
brilliant.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. So yeah. So and it again solidifies. I really liked that special because it had some very interesting truths. And I feel like he always kind of tries to do that with his comedy. And not necessarily just be like, hey, I'm telling a relatable story that you guys relate to. Which he actually
Yeah.
in one of I rewatched one of his specials, and he's very like kind of all over the place, and that's kind of like how his comedy is. He just kind of like switches the gear real quick, and he drops a joke. He's like, I don't like comedians. I don't know if you can really, relate to anything I really do. And it's like, it's an interesting comment. He has a very interesting commentary, I think, on obviously the internet and social media and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Right on.
Bober.
Very good. Yeah, you and Andrew showed me his one special long time ago. And it's the only thing I've seen of his. He surprised me and impressed me the way that like I didn't think Tosh.0 would be a good stand-up, and then you watch his stand-up, you're like, damn, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then he's a brilliant guy. He's a very, very smart guy. And I haven't watched that special because I'm like, I think that might fuck me up a little bit. Because it is so truthful, and I'm like, I don't know if I can go there right now. But
I think he has two of his previous specials. I think the one we probably showed you was Make Happy, which was like the last one he did,
where he like did the country song.
Yes, yeah. And actually I can't remember the previous one was called, but the previous special he had, which was like in 2000. It's so crazy because he's like, I think it's been like 10 years since that special. So, it's pretty, he's just got like a very unique way of performing. And, there's a few, comedians out there that do like kind of utilize music and all that kind of stuff. But I think he's just like on another level as far as, and I don't want to sound like pretentious, but like, like it's very artful. Like,
yeah, no, it is.
He has a very interesting way of presenting his comedy, and I think that's why I've been kind of drawn to him. And when that special popped up, I was like, "Holy shit! Yeah, I'm definitely watching this thing." Because and then the concept behind it was very interesting, and I didn't really know it going into it, so it was like kind of weird. But yeah, that's my top 5.
That's a good top 5, sir.
Yeah.
It's a good top 5.
Comedic songs.
I
think I'm gonna watch The Wedding Singer tonight. I think that's what's gonna go down.
That's a good choice. It's a very good choice. My attention span has been shit. I really haven't been able to watch much of anything. But one thing I did watch, after getting a few different recommendations, Invincible on Amazon.
You told me about this, and I have to start watching this because it's staring me in the face all the time.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I was surprised by the voice cast. J.K. Simmons plays a very prominent role. Cool. I was like, yo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like The Boys, but animated with a more personal story. And then as the story goes on, you think it's kind of this assault on traditional comic book storytelling, and then you realize, no, it's just a traditional superhero story. This is great. You know what I mean? It's maybe the most traditional comic book story I've read or watched in so long.
That's good. Yeah. especially for how
and
much
I really
superhero
liked
stuff
it.
is out there right now. We've been bombarded by a lot of content, superhero content, and everything. Just another guy named. Oh, hey, hello.
Hello, hello.
uh,
Thank you for joining. Thank you for the chat.
Appreciate it. Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, so anyway, I've been thinking about superheroes a lot. I reread Kingdom Come
Okay.
recently, and just I'm thinking a lot about, all right, superhero costumes. What are your top 5 favorite superhero costumes?
Ooh, man, I had to think about this one real hard because there are so many costumes, and in the different like because there's like animated, there's like movies,
Exactly.
TV shows.
Exactly.
Man, I pulled from kind of a combination of all those things. So number
Cool.
5, uh, man, man, the first Iron Man movie, fucking awesome, man. I was so stoked when he put on. I mean, I get to say maybe Mark II was the coolest one because when he was testing it before he painted it. But
Yeah, the silver.
yeah, but the OG like Iron Man suit, like his first kind of when he redesigned it when he came back from his whole thing and after he designed the big Mark 1 suit, it just looks so badass. And it's like seeing Iron Man kind of for the first time in this movie and seeing kind of the suit and how it works, and it looks like I remember watching this like behind the scenes thing, and they're like, yeah, we wanted to make it look like a jet airplane, and like all these different parts of it, we're able to kind of make it like, kind of what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Aerodynamic, all that kind
Aerodynamic.
of stuff. Yeah, all that stuff. So it looks super badass, and only seeing kind of Iron Man maybe in the comics or maybe just in maybe animated stuff. Like I think it was really cool to see it in person in real life. And I think
Yeah.
they built like because it's probably changed throughout the movies, but I think they built like a full on suit for him to like
At least the
act in.
top half.
Yeah, just the top
Um,
half.
yeah, they don't do that at all anymore. It's
It's all like
so,
CG, right? Yeah,
and it looks cheaper. It looks worse.
yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. Last night I was brushing my teeth and I was thinking about Avengers Endgame. I'm like, it's like one of the most expensive movies ever made.
Hmm.
And it looks like ass. It looks garish and just
Yeah, lots of CG noise.
why? Why?
Yeah,
Um, but okay, Iron Man Mark II
yeah.
and the traditional.
Mark 2 and I guess the Mark 3 would be the painted version with the what's he say? I like it in
I want
red
some
or
Hot Raw Red.
hot rod red. Yeah,
And then he's like, "Oh yes, because or that's not ostentatious at all, sir,"
yeah.
or something like that.
Little cue from Jarvis. So
Yeah.
that's number 5. Let's see here. Okay, I got number 4, Wolverine from the X-Men animated series.
Yes, the
The like
yellow.
yellow suit with the black kind of I guess it'd be like not horns, but I mean black. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the cowl
The
piece.
cowl piece, yeah. Um, One, I remember kind of growing up watching the X-Men animated series. I was very familiar with X-Men, I think, through there before the movies kind of came out. So
Yeah,
that was kind of my intro to like Wolverine and maybe how he looked, and he just looked super badass. And I almost wish they eventually got to that costume in like the live action ones. I think they were like trying to
I
tease it,
know.
but
They teased it in a deleted scene from the Wolverine.
yeah, okay.
It was a deleted post-credit scene.
And it wasn't like on him. It was like
No, he gets on a plane. He pops open like a suitcase
yeah,
that I'm blanking on the name. I want to say Miko, but I don't know if that's correct. She gives him a suitcase and he pops it open and you see the cowl and the gloves.
dude, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's maybe because of my attachment to the animated series and kind of seeing that that version of Wolverine, kind of a lot. So and then, yeah, it looks super badass. I kind of like the color scheme. Not gonna lie.
Oh, it's great.
But yeah, that's my number 4.
I like it.
Okay, number 3. I'm pulling from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man verse. It's the Spider-Man costume. I don't know if it changed that much, but I really liked. Obviously, I liked Spider-Man 2, which was my favorite out of that trilogy. And I actually really liked how they had kind of like the webbing was kind of like
Raised.
raised, yeah, like 3D almost, and it just looked. I mean, yeah, I mean that was the Spider-Man that we were all kind of connecting to at that time, you know.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
really became such an iconic look for Spider-Man. That's you know the live action Spider-Man that we know in the Sam Raimi movie. So yeah,
I love that about the Raimi flicks is that, they got it right the first time. And they do tinker with it, but very subtly, like on the hands. Like nothing that you would
yeah,
immediately like notice.
yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? Like the fingers and the palms have different webbing or whatever, but they don't, you know what I mean? It's an evolution. It's not like, and now he's got this suit, and now he's got this suit, and we're gonna sell this toy, and you're gonna be able to wear this skin in the next game. And it's
Yeah,
just like, come on, like we all know what Spider-Man looks like.
yeah.
Um,
Why mess with the look too
why mess
much?
with a good thing?
Yeah. You know,
Um,
I gotta admit though, I do like the even though we've had this discussion on the Tom Holland,
ugh,
Iron Boy kind of thing, but like
yeah.
I do like the I guess the maybe it would be the Homecoming costume. You know, it has
Ah,
that classic like Spidey look, but I don't know. I kind of lean more towards the Raimi
it
kind of.
has the classic Spidey look, but it also has a bunch of unnecessary tubing and shit that is just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you were so fucking close. You were so
yeah.
close, and it would have been 100% perfect with the eyes and everything, and you had to go and like muck it up. Um, it's fine. I'm not that mad about it. I'm not that
Yeah,
mad about it.
it's all good.
Um, yeah.
So yeah, Spider-Man number 3.
All right. Very good. Very good.
This one's gonna be kind of a surprise, but I mean, I still kind of like this movie. It's the Ben Affleck Daredevil costume, dude.
All right. Right on. I was wondering if one of us was going to have this on there. Right on. Daredevil,
Yeah,
baby.
it's I don't know. I like the cowl he has,
It's a
and
good cow.
I love the Netflix Daredevil show. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like the cowl they have for him, and I think
That the whole costume is kind of shit.
yeah, and I think the Ben Affleck one as the movie's not like that great, but I still enjoy watching it, and I just really like how they
I
did.
like the collar and the zipper.
I like the collar and the zipper, and I like the type of red they
Well,
picked. I don't.
that and the little insignia just right here.
Yeah, yeah,
Right here as if it's like a brand.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
lacrosse or,
Yeah, Daredevil DD.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and especially when the way, even actually when the way the cinematography and how they shoot it, it really they make it stand out very well, but also find ways to kind of still kind of keep them in the shadows, kind of keep them concealed a little bit. But I do like how they had that suit on him. It's like partially, I mean, there's parts where it kind of looks like a biker jacket a little bit. It has that like kind of
Right.
leather look to it, but I don't know. It always stood out to me as like the Daredevil costume. And then kind of seeing some of the seeing stuff from the comics and seeing how they were kind of taking inspiration from for those costumes. So yeah,
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Very good choice.
And number 1, another animated film or another animated show. Sorry, is Batman animated series, dude. The Batman costume from the animated series, simple but very effective as far as being Batman. I think it's one of my favorite. All the other movies, they got Batman armor and abs and Batman rubber ass and all that shit.
Batman bullshit.
Yeah, that bullshit. But hey,
Yeah.
just classic Batman look. And I haven't watched the animated series in a minute, but his costume change at all throughout the series?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Right?
They had a redesign after about 3 seasons. And all the characters got a redesign. I think Bruce Timm got it perfect the first time with every character.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he tried to go even more simplistic. And
Okay.
he borrowed the design that he used for the Superman animated series and tried to make it in line with more in line with that.
Got you. Okay.
There's Marty. Say hi, Marty.
That's not party.
Yeah, so the design did change, and then his Bruce Wayne got like taller and a little darker, and the
Yeah.
Batman costume went from a blue cape to a black cape, yellow oval to no yellow oval, longer
Okay.
ears, and then it changed again for Justice League. It changed again for Justice League Unlimited.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still love that just classic look. Then his belt and everything. Oh man, yeah. It's yeah. I've been itching to kind of rewatch the animated series.
It's all on HBO Max,
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's all there. So I'm
and
like,
it's all
oh
in
man.
HD. It looks good. Looks
Yeah,
good.
I think I might have to do that too. So I've got a few things to watch as per usual on this show. So,
Right on.
but yeah, Joey, what are your top five? I'm actually really curious about yours. Top five
Well,
costumes.
we do share number one, the Bruce Timm original Batman design. It's perfect. It is absolutely a perfect synthesis of all of the iterations that came before.
Mhm.
It's brilliant. And the black and the blues work, the highlights work, the shading. The belt is great. I do miss the pouches, but I will forgive it. Um, yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. So I'm going to go back down to number 5, and I'm going to say Catwoman as designed by Darwin Cook.
Oh, okay.
So Darwin Cook redesigned Catwoman, and that's where we find her in the black leather with the zip and the
The
goggles.
goggles. Oh, I mean, okay.
Yeah. So this came about like maybe 2000, maybe a
Okay.
little later. But yeah, I think well, I mean, she had short hair in year 1, but I think he returned her to kind of having that shorter hairstyle, and yeah,
Dude,
the look has stayed for almost 20 years.
yeah. If it
So
ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
honestly,
Like,
because they never really gotten Catwoman exactly right before that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just perfect.
man.
Although it does kind of, it's weird seeing that version next to Batman, because it's like all of a sudden she's more realistic. Shouldn't he be in all black? You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
just, it
okay.
creates that kind of weird, but it's perfect. It's very
Mhm.
perfect.
Catwoman, nice.
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Number 4, I'm going to go Superman, but the Kingdom Come Superman.
Okay. What's this look
So
like? I'm gonna have to.
he looks a lot more like the Schuster, no, um, Fleischer, Max Fleischer cartoon, where it's kind of the
Oh,
darker blues, and
yeah.
the instead of yellow underneath the red S, it's black, and
Oh,
instead of an
yeah.
S, it's just a line.
Dude, that
It's
looks
so simplistic.
super
It's
dope, though.
so iconic. It's beautiful. Um, yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's
imposing. It's grand. It's iconic. I love it.
honestly, if they do another Superman movie, I want to see that costume, man.
Well, they
That
put
looks.
Brandon Routh in that
Oh, that's
in the
right.
CW. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Dude,
yeah.
that's so crazy. Yeah, I like that. It
Pretty
looks cool. I
cool.
like the S too. It looks a little bit different too.
Yeah,
Yo, nice.
yeah. Number 3, I'm gonna go Batgirl, the 2014 redesign by Cameron Stewart and Babs Tarr.
Okay.
They kind of update her look. So after in the new 52, Barbara Gordon is no longer in a wheelchair as Oracle. She has returned and is Batgirl again. I don't personally like that. I prefer her character as Oracle. That's just me, but the design is really good.
Mhm.
She's in this purple. It's like a leather jacket, leather, almost like racing gear, and the cape like clips on. Everything is just functional,
Okay.
and
That's a good costume, right? Yeah.
there's none of that sexualizing that most female superhero costumes do. You know what I mean? It's not accentuating anything. It's just an awesome costume with the yellow bat symbol. It's purple and yellow. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
It's
I like that.
awesome.
That's
It's the only
cute.
reason I liked the Lakers. It's the main reason why I went to Reardon, was because it was purple and yellow. So there we go.
Nice.
And number 2, I'm going to go Spider-Man, but I'm going to go the symbiote costume, the black costume,
Oh.
specifically when it's drawn in the 80s, because I don't much care for modern comic book coloring, which is a little more realistic, I guess. But they
Mhm.
have this habit, modern comics have this habit of like highlighting parts of a costume that wouldn't have gotten highlighted back when they were working with less colors and things,
Okay, yeah.
and it makes the costume look plastic and shiny.
Yeah, okay.
Where, I just like that that 90s 80s look of comics that is just, primary colors.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's how comics should look.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so that's, and it, like, the things that you can do with that costume, because it is just all black except for the eyes and that big white symbiote Spidey symbol.
Mhm.
And there's been so many wonderful covers of just artists playing with inks and just, having him falling in front of skyscrapers with all the lights, and he, you only make out the body because of the lights, and the
Yeah.
behind him. And there's just so many cool things that you can do with that, that doesn't work as well with modern day coloring,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So
Even in the movies
yeah,
too. I mean, the
even
rainy.
they fucked it up in the movies, like, and they did this. I think we talked about this when we talked about Justice League, but they do this with every, oh, we're finally getting the black version of the costume. No, you're getting just the old costume painted black.
Painted black, yeah.
They didn't even bother making a new costume.
Yeah, a different look and everything.
It's just the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, the Spider-Man, the OG Spider-Man suit is perfect. It is what Steve Ditko created is perfect. But I love it's the symbiote costume. I think is just as perfect.
Hey.
Yeah. So
Man,
there we go.
I like that. I was perusing the
too.
internet, and I was like, oh, looking at different costumes, and yeah, the symbiote suit came up a lot. And that
Yeah.
like that original look for it. So it's
very good.
Definitely a well-known one, popular one.
It's a popular choice. But there we are.
There we are. Good top fives, dude.
Good top fives. Good to be back. Jonathan,
Yeah.
do you have anything you'd like to share with our dear, sweet, lovely imaginary audience this week?
Oh man. No, I mean, if you guys are seeing, we have a new logo on our.
We have a new logo
on our social medias too, as well.
Yes.
And check it out, guys. Yeah.
That is by our good friend Joan Igabon Gallegas, who I used to work with. She's an amazing graphic designer. So if you have anything that you need designed, head her way.
Yeah, little shout out. Thank you, Joan.
Yes.
Appreciate it. As far as sharing, I don't know, man. Not much. Check out Bo Burnham's new special, Inside. Loved it.
There we go.
There you go.
And I will say, check out Invincible.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Dude. Is it how many episodes are in there in the first?
8.
Perfect 8.
And I was bummed when it ended. I want more.
Yeah, okay. Are they coming back? Is it like
I think they're renewed for 2 more seasons.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That because I told you I watched like reaction channels, and like literally this like last 2 weeks has been, actually last 3 weeks, has just been people watching and reacting to that, and it's just been all over, and like very positive. I have not watched any of those because I want to watch the show first, but it seems like very positive, kind of words about the show. So gotta check it out.
Yes, it's very good. It's very good. Jonathan, where can we find more of your work on the internet this week?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Shonday Music, and on my website, shondaymusic.net. Joey, where can we find you on the internet?
You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Joey Parati, and on my website, joeyparati.com. You can check out the show at Top 5 Pod. That's TOPFIVE 5 POD on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook at Top 5 Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're on a lot of different platforms, Anchor, Spotify, all the good stuff. Check us out on Apple Music, Google Play, SoundCloud. It's been a minute. I haven't done this outro in a minute, so forgive me. Until next time, I'm Joey Parati.
And I'm Sean Day.
Thanks for listening.